BPO3 is supported by Timber King Sawmills. For more information on my 1220 CRZ mill, or one of many Foley hydraulic options, go to timberking.com. Before I get started outside, I want to show you something we've been working on together, me and Jamie. I'd like to introduce Gary the ant. This is 3 balloons with paper mache and then of course black spray paint. Section of 2-inch PVC pipe to connect them. Just some off-cut pieces of pine for the legs. The top hat is a spray paint lid with a CD. Remember those CDs? You know what I'm talking about? Compact disc. Fancy technology, right? Some barbecue skewers for the antennas and a little bit of paint for the face. Oh, the base is just a random cutout on the bandsaw of some pine. I've got painted fingers today. But this is a decoration for VBS at church. This year's VBS theme is Magnify, and this is going to go in Jamie's class. She's decorated her whole room, and this is going to go down on top of a picnic blanket in the floor, and she's going to teach class on the floor. So kind of fun little distraction from the normal stuff, making these little crafty things. I don't know if you've noticed in some of the previous slideshows at the end of the videos, there's been a lot of painting. Jamie's been painting quite a bit just to put decorations up on the wall. This is the first actual like 3D decoration, and the reason being is these were supposed to be the center point of a dandelion. So she got a bunch of these tubes from the inside of carpet rolls from somebody else and cut them as the stem of a dandelion. And then this was supposed to be the center section with a bunch of pokies coming out of it with some fuzz balls, and that was supposed to be a dandelion, and it just didn't work out. Do you guys remember the movie? I think it was called Pinhead. I don't think I've ever seen it, but the trailer of the video, what is it called? The cover of the video, right? The image for the video. Holy smokes! It kind of reminds me of Pinhead right here. So this was that was a failed attempt. That didn't work out all right. So we pivoted and changed directions with that. She did some different designs for the dandelions, and then we didn't want to waste, or she didn't want to waste these balloons and whatnot. So she came up with this idea, and then I got invested in it because I thought it was interesting. So anywho, fun little distraction. Let's get back to making some sawdust. The dogs are driving me bonkers because I'm not throwing the ball. I refuse to throw the ball. I don't refuse to throw the ball. I'm just kidding. Go get the ball. I've got to swap out for a new blade this morning. That one's getting kind of dull. And I took one of the jacks from my not off of my trailer, but previously I ripped off one of these stabilizing jacks off the camper a couple of years ago. The very first time I pulled that camper out of our driveway, one of my tires got off of the driveway cement by just the width of the tire, not much at all, and it just buried in the dirt. And in doing so, one of the back stabilizing jacks got ripped off. So I bought a 2-pack. It's cheaper to get a 2-pack than an individual one. And this one I've just been kicking around for the past couple of years. Well, I thought, well, hey, why not just clamp it to the bed, to the frame rails here? Just clamp it down and see if it actually works. Well, it does work, so I'm not even going to do anything with it. Just leave it there. A little ratchet right there for the 3/4 inch screw. Miss Grace, if you drop that ball on my foot one more time, then I'll be forced to throw it. Give me the ball. Go get the ball. So that's working out quite well. I used it on 2 logs so far. It takes another, I mean, it adds another minute to the process. Not long at all. It's completely manual. That's fine. That's fine. What else do we have going on? The mud flaps on the the plastics, that right there on the 4-wheeler still janky and needs to be repaired. Number 1 suggestion was mud flaps. So these are pull-offs of 18-wheelers. Uncle of mine is a diesel mechanic, and he got me these 3 different ones. So we got a real thicker piece, a thinner piece. Both of these feel like they're rubber, and then this feels like it's just straight up plastic. So I'm not sure which one I'm going to use. To be honest with you, I need to lay them flat on the ground. Lay them flat on the ground so they'll flatten out. The sawdust under here, I may have mentioned that already yesterday or the day before, I don't know. But a landscape rake, you just push it that way. It's non-issue. I thought it would be an issue. I really did. Everybody online thought it would be an issue, but I don't think it is. I really don't. Something that is an issue is these dogs being right here, or wanting to be right here when I'm running the sawmill. You don't want anybody on the sides of the sawmill for safety concerns. Obviously, you don't want to be distracted while you're actually using the machine, but the blade, as it's spinning around, if something happens and it breaks, it could come flying out here, right through the metal. I believe that's what this here sticker's all about. You know what I'm saying? So nobody should be on this side, nobody should be on that side. And these dogs, I love them. I love my little poochies. But you gotta go. So that's a work in progress. And say hello to my number 1 fan. 30-inch pedestal fan. I got it yesterday because breathing in the sawdust as you're cutting is quite annoying. That's all there is to it. I don't mind it getting on me, because after a certain point here in Mississippi, everything's so humid and sticky. Everything just sticks to you. So it's like, whatever, no big deal. It is what it is. But breathing it in, that's what I can't stand. So this will get dust out of my face as I'm cutting. One more. I guess not. I guess not. You don't want to give it to me? I won't throw it. You have to put it in my hand, Grace. You have to put it in my hand. In my hand. Good girl. Good girl. All right, time to get to work. Also have a couple of these handy right next to the sawmill. I can't throw it if you throw it under there. Go get it. Okay. Go get it. right, so that last whole segment was started with the log sitting on top of the mill, and duration 35 minutes and 38 seconds. I'm trying to figure out how long it takes me to do each log. Now obviously the more I do this, the better or the faster I'm going to get at it, but I started at the wrong point right there. I started with the log on the mill. I want to start with the log right there to really determine how long it takes to run through each one of the logs. Also, during that time, I did manually adjust this twice, so that's an extra step. I stacked all of the 2x4s over there, stacked the 2x12 over here, and blew off all the surfaces. This sawdust is just wet. I mean, I'm running way too much liquid out of the lubrication tank, and that's because I can't seem to get a fast drip. It's either a super slow drip or the smallest stream possible. That's my only two choices, so I'm going with the smallest stream possible, which means that's a lot of liquid coming out. It's just water, soap, and pine sol, so there's no real money investment per se, but everything that comes out is like super wet and sticky. So therefore I'm using the air compressor and the air hose to blow off all of my surfaces before I stack it, and I find that gets rid of the most amount of material versus I've already taken it back. I was using a speed square, just a wide flat base that I can shovel off. That was the fastest. Prior to that was my little children's garden hoe. This is what I used to clean the grates on the smoker and knock the fire around a little bit, and this was really handy for scraping off the dust. I know a lot of people use like a 12-inch putty knife or a 12-inch drywall knife. I haven't tried that, but the air compressed air seems to work just fine. Another thing I didn't take into consideration for the time is pushing the sawdust that way, and that's because I'm going to do that at the end of every single day. I don't find that to be an issue at all. That only takes like a minute or so, especially with that really long landscape rake. And yeah, I didn't see the dogs out here in my way at all when I was running this. I'll have to review the footage to verify, but they're pretty good about when they hear a lot of loud noises, they just go find something else to do. Not big fans of loud noises, are you, Mr. Nolly? He's like, well, you sound like you're yelling. That's because I have hearing protection in, and I can't hear myself normally, so I talk really loud with hearing protection in. Don't you know? Don't you know? Yeah, buddy? Where's your stick? Where's your toy? Where's your ball? Where is it? Huh? You're just a big love bug. Yes, you are. Let's take a break and go play. Come on. $47 minutes and 29 seconds. The one before that, 35:38. So 35 and 47. All right, so about 12 minutes to put the log on the mill, get it all leveled up and clamped down and ready to cut. I guess that's about expected. I'd like to see if I can't get 10 rows high per bunk. And if I can do that, I've already got 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I can get 10 high, that'll be 100 2x4s. We've got an even 10 across. This top one's only 9. I'm missing one more on that other side. So 100 2x4s per bunk. I think that is achievable as far as my tractor being able to lift that up. And these are 8-foot 2x4s. So once I get back to cutting 10 and 12-foot lengths, well, I think that's I'm gonna have to go a little bit shorter in my height direction, because, well, my weakest link here moving stuff around is the loader capacity on my tractor, which is pretty nice. It can lift 2,200 pounds. The loader can. Well, that's what it's rated for. Who knows if it can go a little bit higher than that or not, but yeah, I'm also going to go 10 high on these 2x12s. They're not quite 11 1/4. You know, a 2x12 is 1.5 inches by 11 1/4. And these are anywhere from like 10 1/2. I think one of these in here is only 10 1/2 wide. And then a couple of these are closer to 13 inches wide. So it's a little bit of a give and take. And I don't want to mix 2x4s in here, although I probably should, just to finish up the entire width. But yeah, I want to stick to the same dimension for the whole bunk. So that way, if I go 10 high, that'll be 30 of these 2x12s, 2x12-ish. My pallets are 42 inches in width, and I didn't really have any type of formula or I'm gonna sit down, formula or calculation to determine 42 inches. I just thought, well, 36 inches seems like kind of like a waste of a pallet. I want to go a little bit wider than that, but 48 inches puts a lot of weight a little bit further than what I kind of want on the tractor, that forward cantilevered weight, you know. So I was like, let's just go with 42, and that's what I'm going with. So 42 inches for the width of the pallet here. That's it for me right now. It is 2:30 and it's hot, so I'm going to go through the, I guess, my shutdown routine on the sawmill. Detension the blade, blow off everything, get everything ready for tomorrow, put the log stops up in their position to receive another log, and then go get shower number 2 for today. And if there's any more fight left in me outside in the sun, I may do a little bit more forestry mulching. I want to mulch a little bit more with this Balmalite mulcher before I take it off and get back to doing some dirt work. I've got to get some dirt work done on the other side of the shop. But I'd like to mulch that corner over there. If the sun's not too brutal. My weakest link outside in the sun is getting sunburnt. I really need a canopy for this thing. You guys have any canopy recommendations? Let me know.
You're losing track of time. Losing track of time. Sometimes love,
Hey, little fella.
is a reason to hold on. Blowing like a hurricane right inside of me and you. No blues or avenues can take away my stride. When love's standing holding hands right here by my side. So if you wanna take a ride and see what happens down the road, find yourself